Georgia Tech. Yeah, Georgia Tech. Yes, sir, man. What's going on, man? So, look, I just finished up, obviously, the press conference. So, look, I'm going to post all that stuff on my channel. So, y'all make sure y'all boys stay tuned. But it's time to react to this game. Can I just say that offense cooked? Oh, my Lord. Did y'all see what that offense did today? 543 yards passing. And them boys, obviously, they had 41 points. I mean, what do you do to stop this team? And the crazy part, they're dealing with so many injuries. Tech was without Harrison Moore. Tech was without Malik Rutherford. And it was out probably one of their best defensive players. Argue with yourself or your mama. Outside of Jordan Vandenberg and Jai Gilmore. And they still handle business. The depth of this team is phenomenal, man. They're doing a good job building this program. And I really like where they're currently at right now. 8-0, first time. We'll go 5-0. 8-0 currently right now. First time they've been 5-0 in ACC play in program history. Continue to make history this year and do their thing. Now, this dude right here, Haynes King. Hey, bro, go ahead and put him a Heisman spot in terms of him being there in New York. Let's go ahead and do that and get that up out of the way. Because what he did today was spectacular. 25 of 31. 395 total yards. He threw for 304. Ran for over 90. He had 5 touchdowns. 5. Bro cooked Syracuse like it was nothing. Like he was out there chilling with his pops. And they was out there in the backyard grilling. Yes, cooked them boys. King is special. And as King alluded to in his press conference, deserves to be in the seat when they have New York in the finalists. 100%, especially if they keep rolling. They're 8-0. It's their most wins since, I think it was 2016. It's been a long time. Because remember, back-to-back seasons with Coach Key, they were 7-6. No more. They've succeeded that now. Also, King set a program record for minimum attempts of 30-plus passing attempts. Highest completion percentage in program history. 81%. Boy is different. And I'm telling y'all, put some respect on his name. He's that guy. Also, I want to give a shout out to the defense as well. 5 for 14 on third down. Yes, they scored in the second half. It was 20-3 at the break. But first half, bro, they did a good job when the offense was trying to figure it out. They forced 3 consecutive 3-and-outs and 3 consecutive possessions. They was balling out and flying to the ball. Yes, they had some buzz down the middle of the field and obviously some of their secondary. But remember, they didn't have all their full weapons, you know what I'm saying, right? Zachary Toby went down with the injury in this game. No Amari Harvey, who was injured as well. So they didn't have all of their guys in there, and they were rotating guys in and out. But I thought for the most part, they did a really good job. Nobody really went off besides Gill. I think J.R. Gill, he might have had like 50 or 60 yards receiving, but for the most part, they shut it down, and they did what they were supposed to do to come out with the victory. So shout out to the third down defense, 2 for 4 on third down. The numbers going to look way worse because obviously they kept throwing it and passing it, but they did a really good job not allowing a lot of points on the board. Also, going back to the offense, I want to give a shout out to Malachi Hosey. 8 carries for 81 yards, as y'all can see. 10.1 yards per carry. Him and obviously Haynes King has continued to play at a high level together in the backfield. I say give Jamal Haynes a game or two, you know, just to continue to figure it out. Some of the holes weren't as open. I know it's frustrating for him. He should get back on track here pretty soon, but obviously just be patient with him. I think very soon he should be back on track. But my game ball goes to Jordan Allen. Jordan Allen was spectacular in this game, especially early on. Isaiah Kenyon had that early fumble, right? The defense allows that first big play, then halts them. Forces them obviously to take a field goal in this game, and then next thing you know, what does Jordan Allen do the next possession? 34-yard catch down the field. They was using him running the football, and they was using him in the quick passing game as well, man. Kid is special, man, coming from Buford, and he has a chance to be really elite in this offense for years to come. Y'all said it on my X post, right? You got an Aaron Follow, right? You got an Isaiah Kenyon. You got probably Malachi Hosey coming back for another season. Bailey Stockton for another year. They have so many weapons and pieces on this team. It's ridiculous. You didn't even feel the absence today of a Malik Rutherford. And like I said, King had his first 300-yard passing game, set season highs in this game as well, and passing yards and obviously touchdowns. And he spreads the ball around. 4 catches, 48 yards, obviously for Bailey Stockton. 5 catches, 43 yards, obviously for Eric Rivers. And then that dynamic play by Dean Patterson on that screenplay, 37-yard touchdown. They had explosives all day. And peep this stat. Every Tech receiver had over 14-yard reception today in today's game. Pretty incredible stat to say the least, man. It's just showing the dynamicism of this team and this offense and how they threw the ball. Now, Josh Beetham would have got my game ball, but those 2 drops were crucial. He could have had 4 touchdowns in this game. But credit him for obviously the 2 touchdown catches he had and that big forced fumble. I told y'all, I thought Georgia Tech was going to have more turnovers. They nearly got it. They would have had 2 in this game. I predicted 3. They would have had 2, but they were absolutely flying to the ball. Shout out to Jason Moore as well for a career game. I think he had 5 tackles in this one and a forced fumble. That play was obviously massive for him to force that fumble and then recover to not prevent any points and allow them to get back in this game. Next up, Kyle Eifers, another one that gets my game ball. 7 tackles, continues to lead Georgia Tech and obviously tackles so far this season. And you see why he's flying to the ball and he's playing at a high level. So also shout out to him. And also Jordan Vandenberg, man, in this game. He'll get overlooked before. I think he had 4 or 5 tackles and he had a half sack. He continues to get after the passer, and he's continuing to play at a high level. His dominance in this game definitely was felt, to say the least. How about Coach Key, man? Let's give Coach Key a little bit of shine, too, man. Coach Key has been spectacular turning around this program, man, and obviously having these guys play at a high level. I think he's doing a great job with, putting people in position to succeed as far as his players and also his coaches. Shout out to Coach Corey Peoples, who is doing a really good job with the secondary despite the injuries. Obviously, you look at Coach Kobe Jones, who's young, but continue to figure it out and have these corners that, look at leaning on depth in terms of just, being able to play at a high level. You look at, obviously, the offensive coordinator, who's one of the best offensive minds in the country, and Buster Faulkner, the running back coach in Norvell McKenzie, who can throw and insert guys in there and play at a high level. We've seen Traylon Mattis get some rushes in this game as well. Tight ends coach, obviously Nathan Brock, has been doing a great job. And how about Coach Trent McKnight as well at the wide receiver spot with all these guys coming in, leaning on depth, obviously in the injury standpoint, and they're playing at a high level, man. That's obviously, a testament to what Coach Key has been able to do and been able to hire and allowing these guys to obviously coach at a high level. Yeah, man, awesome win. Great win for the Yellow Jackets, man. They continue to shine. Big game next week against NC State, man. But everything out of front of the lone undefeated team, obviously in conference play currently right now at 5-0, first time in program history. An impressive win, to say the least. No doubt, obviously struggled early, but as you guys can see, they're a very resilient bunch, similar to what Georgia's able to do with their program. They'll be down in games, and then they're just able to come back. Tech has that same kind of moxie, which is really opening up for a major game potentially on Black Friday, obviously after Thanksgiving, which probably is going to be the place to be on ABC, ESPN in the building. That's probably going to be must-see TV, especially if both teams handle their business. But as y'all Georgia Tech fans call him, the Glorious King had another glorious game. And he is that guy. So shout out to Haynes King, man. The Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, they are for real.